Are you thinking about purchasing a home but don't know where to begin? Well, stay tuned because we're going to show you guys all the steps so that you guys know exactly what to do if you're thinking about purchasing a new home.
Hey guys, this is Gus and Karla here with KGC Realty Guru. We are your favorite Dallas real estate agents. We get phone calls, texts, and emails from families just like yours each and every day to help with their buying process, with their selling process, with the relocation. Hey, if you want to reach out to us, here our information is going to be right above. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. That really does motivate us to continue to do videos like this, valuable, good resource information for you, the viewers. So hey, let's get started, and here are the tips for the home buying process.
Hey guys, so buying your first home is a very exciting time, so we want to make sure that this experience is a positive and a memorable one for you guys. So we've kind of narrowed down a list to the things that you should be doing before you buy your first home, or before you buy any home for that matter. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure you get pre-qualified and pre-approved.
Right.
Pre-qualified and pre-approved are two different things. Pre-qualified is just basically you getting, something that says you have been pre-qualified to purchase a home. Pre-approved is a lender has thoroughly checked your income, ran your credit, and you have submitted an application. That's going to be a pre-approval.
Yeah. So basically the difference would be like you going online and going into like something like Rocket Mortgage, for example, you typing in, your information and whatnot. It's very quick, very easy. Be careful with that because that doesn't mean that you are pre-approved,
right? Which
is what we are looking for as realtors. And it's something that we really need from you as the buyer when looking for your future home. So pre-qualified, it's good, but you really want that pre-approval.
Right.
And actually, we really need that pre-approval letter from the lender stating the amount that you're pre-approved for, the rate that you're getting pre-approved for, and why not.
So that's going to be step number one. And if you don't have a lender already, please reach out to us. We have wonderful lenders that we work with and some preferred lenders that we can always send your way to get things rolling. Number two of what you're going to want to do if you're purchasing a new home is find a great local realtor, or realtors in that case. You want to make sure it's somebody that knows the area, that knows the market, who is studying the market. Here's the thing, we've been in the business now for years. We were doing this pre-COVID.
Right.
So a lot of the agents, I think it was like 20% of, the agents out there were licensed in the midst of COVID.
Probably more than that.
So most likely. But these are agents that don't know the market that are happening right now, unfortunately. And I don't mean this to downplay any agents, but these are agents that don't know the current market because they've never been in it. So we were selling and buying homes pre-COVID.
Right. This
is a normal market for us. So make sure that, you go with a local real estate agent, ask them how long they've been in the business. Maybe, do they have a preferred city or location that they deal with? Do they have, like we're very involved in our neighborhoods in the city of Aubrey. We don't venture out to Forney very often, although we do, but I wouldn't say that's our, preferred location of, our preferred market. So you just want to make sure that you find a good real estate agent that you're comfortable with, because they're going to become your best friends for the next, month or so. So you got to be comfortable with them. You got to build trust with them. If you don't, that's okay. Like if you come across an agent and you're like, hey, it's just really not working out, that's okay. You're not married to them.
Right.
And then call us.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't have one and you're looking for a move here into the Dallas area, we would love to help you out. Love to represent you. There is a lot that goes into home buying, and we want to make sure that all that stress and all that gets put into us as the realtors, make it as easy process, as smooth process as possible for you, the home buyer. So if you don't have one, make sure to give us a call, and we would love to get with you and answer any questions that you may have. All right, guys, and the number 3 step for you home buyers is just to set a budget. So because what you actually get pre-approved for doesn't mean that that's going to be your home price that you're going to be going after. So for example, if you get a pre-approval for a $700,000 home, maybe you're not comfortable spending that much. Maybe you're just, maybe you want to stick around in the 550s or 600s. So that's very important to set a budget and make sure that it's a realistic budget for you. That way we're not looking at, $1 million houses when in reality, you actually won't be able to, afford that. And so that's Number 3, guys, set a good budget. So number 4 step, guys, is let's start with the home search for you. This is a very exciting time. You know, buyers love this. And this is kind of like, and we will sit down with our buyers and see what their needs are, what their wants are. Do they want a pool? Do they want some land? How many bedrooms, square footage, 1-story, 2-story? This is where we get kind of specific with the buyers. That way we can, you know, find the dream home that you really want.
Hey guys, so after you have found the right home for you, step number 5 is going to be to make an offer.
Right.
So you found your dream home, and that's where we come in. So you let us know, hey, I want to make an offer on this. We would run comps to make sure that we're submitting a good offer. We want to make sure that the home isn't overpriced.
Right.
We want to make sure that it's priced at home, you know, at a fair market value. And sometimes if the home has been sitting on the market longer than usual, or in this market, you can even sometimes submit under. So that's where we come in and we, you know, fight for you to make sure that you're getting the best price possible. Yeah. And by running comps and doing all that is how we advise on what kind of offer we're going to be submitting, because you also want to win the home.
Yeah.
You know, so our job is not to have you lose the home. Our job is to make sure that you get your dream home. So, okay, so we've submitted the offer and it's gotten approved. Everybody's happy. What comes next? So next is the option period. And what an option period is, it's a couple of days to give you, the buyer, the opportunity to go in there and do your inspection and do what you got to do. Basically, you would do anywhere here in our market, it's between $300 and $500. It buys you about 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
Where you can go in, and if you're buying land, you can do land surveys, you can, whatever it is that you want, like if there's a septic system or you want to do foundation inspections, you get to do all of that within those days. If you decide that this is not the home for you, then you can back out. You leave that option money, say it's $300 with the seller, and you can back out but still get your earnest money, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But that's what the option period is. It's just a couple of days. It basically gives you a get out of jail free pass, where if you don't like the house or something happens, you can back out without having to lose your entire earnest money.
Let's talk about what happens during the escrow period. And this is, you know, after an offer gets accepted, it gets signed by both parties, the sellers and the buyers. This executed contract gets sent to the title company. So during this period, you have 3 days to deposit your earnest money, which is pretty much kind of like a down payment, and your option money. Okay, so we talked about the option period. With that period, you know, whatever you agreed upon, you have to deposit that into the title company. This doesn't go to the sellers. This money does not go to the buyers. This goes strictly to the title company. And so this is where the escrow begins. And this takes us to number 8, guys, which is the title works. This is where the title begins, and they start pulling information about the home. Are there any bankruptcies going on? Is there a divorce situation that's going on? Everything that has to do with if there's any liens on a house. Yeah. This is very important as a home buyer, because you don't want to deal with any of that kind of stuff during this process. So the title company will pull up any of those type of information about the home, any judgments. Yeah. Also very important too, like as a home buyer, if the seller has done any previous major projects around the house, and there's possibly like an invoice that has to get paid to one of the contractors, title can pull that up. And that's one of the questions that the sellers get asked is, are there any unpaid, you know,
liens? Because normally contractor will put a lien on the home if they haven't gone paid. Like
a pool, for example, or additional rooms that were constructed. So that's very important. Title can, you know, pull all that information up during the title process.
Okay, guys. So moving on to number 9. Now, there's a lot of steps that go into buying a house. So, again, reasons why you should use licensed professionals like realtors. So now that everything's been done, escrow's been opened and everything, you're gonna do the home inspection. Yeah. So this kind of plays, you know, your option period ties into the home inspection. So you need to hire a licensed professional, which we also know some really great ones. Right. They're gonna go in and they're gonna check out the house. They're gonna check, they know a little bit about a lot. So if you've got something, Like if you notice something during your walkthrough, like foundation issues, you're gonna wanna get a specific foundation inspection done. So that's where we come in and we let you know, hey, you need a separate inspection for this.
Yeah.
But for just, a normal home, it's a normal home inspection. So they're gonna check the windows, they're gonna check the roof, they're gonna check everything. And if something major comes up, like there is foundation issues, you can back out at this moment as long as it's within that option period. So you do the inspection and then we would talk about it with you. We go over it. And if you guys want to get anything done, then we negotiate that with the seller. That's again where we come in and negotiation skills really come to play here.
Yeah.
So that's number 9. Okay, so number 10 is right after the home inspection. Negotiations have already been made. Everybody's happy. Everybody's moving forward. You want to get to the home appraisal,
Right.
which is a huge part, but last big hurdle before you move on to closing. So the home appraisal is an appraiser is going to come out, they're going to view the home, and they're going to say it's worth X amount of money. So say the house was listed at $500,000 and you have offered $500,000. Everybody's happy. Home inspection went well, and the home appraiser comes in and says, "Oh, bad news. The home is only worth $475." So what do you do? What do you do?
This is where negotiations come in. So the lender, just so you know, the lender won't lend you $500,000 for the home if it's only worth $475, right?
Right.
So what do you do at this point? We have some options for you as the buyer. One, you can back out, and there are documents that get submitted during the offer process. When we submit an offer, that's one of the documents states that you can back out of the contract if appraisal does not meet, right? So, or another option for you as a home buyer is you can come in with that difference cash, so you can proceed with the home buying process, which we saw a lot of during this crazy market. But hey, if you really like that, yeah. So if you really like that home, you can come in with the difference in cash. So,
or you can meet in the middle. Like obviously now the seller knows that their house is worth $475 and not $500. So they would have to go back on the market if the buyer backs out, and they know that, and they don't want to go back on the market because they're going to have to go back on the market for less price. So that's where we come in and we try to negotiate a fair price for everybody.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen often. I will let you know, like most of the time realtors do their due diligence and there's comps we have to run before listing a property so that we're not just coming with numbers out of thin air.
Right.
So, which is also why we run comps when you guys first place an offer on the property to know how much it's going to appraise at. So it doesn't happen often, but once appraisal is met, and so say the appraiser came in and said, absolutely, the house is worth $500,000, everybody's happy and we all move on. Yeah,
and it actually could be worth more than what you're asking for. So at this point, you want to keep that to yourself as a home buyer, and don't let the sellers know. And hey, you're getting into a home with some equity on. All right, number 11, guys, is your loan approval. This is where the lender, after getting that okay for the home appraisal, the lender will send all your documentation, all your docs to an underwriter, which means they are looking at your documents very closely. They're looking at your income. They're looking at your credit history. They're looking at your income. Everything needs to be dotted. And this is the underwriter takes care of all this. And, hopefully everything is on point. Nothing crazy is going on. And listen, you as a home buyer, this is very important. Please do not get anything on credit during this period. Actually, during the whole buying process, right? Like you want to make sure that the documents that you submitted at the beginning stays the same. Don't go job hunting during this period and get offered a new job. Don't accept it. Make sure you continue with the original job that you have. Nothing major changes. Don't go furniture shopping and put stuff on credit, because that's gonna mess up the whole process and it could actually kill the whole deal. All right, guys, so our number 12 step is getting you a homeowner's insurance. Now, you can go about this several different ways. One way is if you don't have a preferred company to get you a homeowner's insurance, the title company will actually provide one for you. But if you want to, get your own quotes, we always suggest shop around. If you have renter's insurance right now, if you already have auto insurance, get with your company that you already have right now and get a homeowner's insurance quote and see what they're offering. And we can always ask the title company to compare the both of them and see which one gets you the best rate.
Okay guys, so now that everything has been done, we're very close to the closing table and you have arrived at closing day. It's a very exciting day for everybody.
Yeah.
Most of the time you're gonna want your realtor. We always go to all of our closings when possible, unless we're sick or out of town. But we are there with our buyers and sellers at every single closing because it's a super special day.
Yeah.
And so you go in, you sign, the other party signs. You don't have to see each other, you know, because it just makes it awkward and weird.
Right.
So everybody signs separately and you get funding. So as the buyer, after you sign, all your document gets sent over to the lender to make sure it's all there and you have signed everything as they wanted you to. So once they have looked at everything, which could take a couple hours, then they're gonna release funds, which means they're going to give the funds to the title company and it's gonna get distributed to all the banks and everybody that needs to. So once that is done and the word is funded, then you get your keys.
Right.
So we will be there with you. Many times we even go to the house with our clients just to welcome them, take a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
So it's a very special day. Again, you guys, this isn't like a huge process, but there are a lot of steps and you definitely want expert help along the way.
Yeah.
Because there are things that can come up. And let me tell you, we've been doing this for years and every single transaction is different.
Mm-hmm.
There is no transaction that is alike and problems will arise that haven't arose before. They have not come up in the past. Okay, I don't know which one's right. So you want to make sure to have some expert help behind you that can help navigate you if a problem does arise.
All right, guys, so there you have it. I hope this information was useful and valuable to you. We want to hear from you, so make sure to give us a call or text us. Our information is going to be right up here. We would love to hear from you and answer any questions that you may have about this buying process. Hey, please make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and also leave a comment. So we would love to hear from you. And if you want to add anything, you're good? All right, guys. So we really appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time. Bye.